Buenos días, estudiantes. Me llamo Señora L y hoy vamos a practicar con las formas básicas. Hi, my name is Señora L, and today we are going to practice with the basic shapes. And I'm going to try to practice a little bit writing my name in paint. So bear with me, it's going to take me a couple minutes here. But one of the wonderful things about learning the shapes, and of course English or Spanish or any language, is that it gives us an opportunity to practice other things as well. For example, our spelling, like writing our letters. And if we want to use different colores or different colors, we can review our colors also. And even our counting. Now, in previous videos, we looked at the different colors in Spanish, where we made an arco iris and where we made a color wheel. And in another video, with the help of some animal friends, we practiced counting. But today, like I say, we're going to learn about the shapes. Now, primero, we have our first shape. It's going to be el cuadrado. Repite el cuadrado. Now, un cuadrado, or a square, has cuatro, or four sides. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. And four corners. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. And when we spell cuadrado, we do so right down here. And what color are we painting our square with today? Azul, muy bien. This is azul. And with cuadrado, when we think of the start of the word is quad. What might be another word, maybe in English, that you might know that starts with quad? Now, of course, quad in Spanish and then also in Latin means four. Now, with our next one, we're going to use one of my favorite colors, verde. And este es el círculo. So we're making un círculo con verde, green. And circulo, the word, is actually a cognate for circle in English. Cognates are when words are very similar in one language and another. So, between circle and circulo, they're spelled very similarly, they sound similarly, and they mean the same thing. Next up for our shapes, we have the triangulo. Now, triangulo is, of course, in English, the triangle. And just like with quad, the term triangle or triangulo has the prefix tri in it, T-R-I. That comes all the way from Latin. That means three. So let's see if you can think of another word that starts with tri. Also in the word triangulo, you see an accent over the I. In Spanish and in other Romantic languages, they use accents to help you pronounce the words correctly. So when there's an accent over the I, that means we really want to focus on that I sound. So triangulo. So there you go. And we used that with anaranjado, orange. And next up, we have the obal, or oval. And conveniently, it is spelled exactly the same way in Spanish as it is in English. And interestingly enough, when we write the word oval, we're using un oval. And that was with rosada, or pink, and un poquito de rojo, a little bit of red. But I'm running out of red. Now our next shape is the Pantagano. And Pantaganos have 5 sides. So if we look here, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 sides. And we're using morado. Morado is, of course, purple. So the Pentagon also has one of the roots that comes from, yet again, Latin, pent. So there are other words in English and Spanish that start with pent that have something to do with 5. And yet again, we see that accent. So we don't say pentagonal, it's pentagonal. Those accents kind of try to help us out there. Next, very popular shape, we have rectángulo. Rectángulo. And with our rectángulo hoy, vamos a usar azul. We are going to make our rectangle in blue. Remember, it has 4 corners and 4 sides. 4 corners, 4 sides. And as we spell our words, of course I'm trying to get better about spelling my words, because, everybody makes mistakes sometimes. But with the rectángulo, especially in Spanish, always, need to pay attention to where those accents are. Because I've definitely made mistakes before and missing accents. But you know what? That's why we keep practicing. So este es el rectángulo. And next, diamente, the diamond. Now I just have to figure out what color I'm going to use this time, because some of my colors are getting all mixed up. It kind of happens with art, but it's fun. So this, I'm going to use rosada, little pink, and there's some azul in there too, so kind of makes a little bit of morada purple. Now, diamantes, or diamonds, also have 4 sides and 4 corners. But how do they look different from, let's say, a rectangle or a square? They're kind of an interesting difference, huh? And of course, with our diamante, just need to get a little more paint there. And we see diamond shapes frequently. Sometimes we see them in nature or on signs. Lots of different places have diamonds. Diamante. Okay. Yep, just remember that 4 corners, 4 sides. And next up, we have octágano. Octágano. Now I'm using dark green, another of my favorite colors. But where do we often see octágonos or octagons in our everyday lives? And do we see them in green, or do we see them in another color? If you're thinking of a stop sign, well done, because most often we see octagons octágonos with stop signs. And they're ¿qué color? Rojo. Muy bien. Octagons are red, usually, when they are stop signs. So our octágano has 8 sides and 8 corners. And I'm having a little problem with writing my G. And trying to fit my word on the paper. Octágano. Now, of course, oct is another word, or excuse me, another prefix that comes from Latin and means 8. So maybe you can think of another word, maybe some animals or other things that start with oct. I'm going to use un poquito más verde. And for this, este es un linea, or a line. And even though it's pretty simple, it's still an important component of art and math, all sorts of things. We use lines every day for our drawing, for finding directions, all sorts of stuff. Linea, from one punto to another, from one point to the next. Now we're going to use amarillo. Ay, but there's some azul on my brush. So when we mix amarillo con azul, we get ¿qué color? Verde. Muy bien. So right now I've kind of created a very light green with my amarillo y azul. And this shape is a hexágono. So it has 6 sides and 6 corners. Hexágano. Which of course is another cognate word with hexagons in English. Whenever I see hexagons, I think of honeycombs. And yet again, we have that acento, that accent, that helps us pronounce the word correctly. Hexágano. There we go. And now for our next shape and our next color, what are we going to find? Un punto. Un punto is a point. Because you know what? All shapes and all drawings have to start somewhere. And the color that we are using is café or moreno. And in my color video, I forgot to include moreno or café. Oops. But it is here now. Brown. Beautiful brown. For our point. And we are now at el fin, or the end. I hope you enjoyed our video about the shapes and a little review of our numbers and colors. Please feel free to check out our other videos. And until next time, trying to make my line a little thicker here. And until next time, estudiantes, hasta luego y gracias.